done.
Really? You clicked on this? You know this is Pluto Nash, right? This is like one of the biggest box office bombs that ever existed. I'd much rather you watch a video in the side scroller than put me to work for this. It's really okay. I won't mind. There's lots more interesting videos. Look, there's Cinema Snob reviewing how naked Kirk Cameron saved naked Mike Myers on Naked Christmas.
The twist is, it's really Naked Kwanzaa.
Wouldn't you much rather watch that? Okay, if you're so insistent, let's go ahead and take a look at this stinker.
Woohoo!
Day off, baby!
Yes!
No guys, they're watching the video.
They are?
But they know it's Pluto Nash, right?
That's what I told them, but they're still watching.
But we were gonna get drunker than someone who watched Pluto Nash!
Yeah, I know, but they want to see a review of it, so get in your costumes!
Thanks a lot, dickholes.
You can take your love of Eddie Murphy and shove it up your ass!
Funny, most Eddie Murphy movies don't stop a drinking bender, they usually start them. Known as the most expensive yet lazy comedic bomb since Netanyahu spoke at the UN, Pluto Nash lacks any sort of charm, originality, and yes, even comedy in what's supposed to be a charming, original, and comedic film. This movie's put on God knows how many worst films ever, Liz, and in many respects, I can understand. But in others, it just doesn't seem worth the effort. Hell, they didn't even put the effort into convert it to Blu-ray, they care so little. It's so not worth the effort, I am literally phoning in this review right now. Yeah, I'm not even here. I'm not wasting my time on this shit. I'm actually preparing for the next review. I swear this isn't a clue. So let's start off with the joke I know you're all waiting for me to make.
Trust me, this is trying harder than anything in the film.
This is Pluto Nash. After reading a slew of actors thinking to yourself, oh yeah, they were a thing because they were in that thing, we see Jay Moore doing horrible as a musician in a bar. How do we know he's doing bad? Because he has an accordion, of course. Apparently, we still like this nerdy cliche. Oh, what, was the taped up glasses, bow tie, and holding books musician not available? He also seems to be the owner of the bar, who serves his friend just because the script says he's his friend, Eddie Murphy.
Wow. Here you go, Pluto.
Insert immediate problem. When you hear the name Pluto Nash, what's the first thing that comes into your head? After that, B-movie, space adventures, goofy characters shooting laser guns. But the strange thing about this film is there's surprisingly not much of that. Don't get me wrong, there are some spacesuits and robots and such, but the story is mostly a straightforward mystery. Hell, it surprisingly kind of takes its storyline very seriously. Just look at all these serious conversations they have.
Marucci had the bucks, he had the background.
Why is he so set on buying your club?
Because he's gotten to the city council because they're about to approve gambling in this town.
There's a clone doctor named Runa Pedankin.
Runa was dealing with some pretty heavy characters, but she didn't tell me who.
So if you're gonna be lame enough to actually tell us we're supposed to take this story seriously, how seriously can we take it if we're constantly hearing
Pluto! Pluto. Pluto. Pluto.
Pluto!
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 Pluto?
Pluto! Hey, Pluto!
not much. Greatest irony is Murphy talks to Moore about changing his act as well as his name because it sounds so ridiculous. But this could just as easily be him talking about the movie's name and act. If the movie sat down next to Murphy saying its name was Pluto Nash, he'd be like,
that's not even a thing. Did you make that up? It's horrible. It's horrible. You know what you need to do? Be a Tony Francis. Do you like that? Change the name.
Or something more sensible like Jupiter Jones. So Pluto is busy doing unexplained occupation as Adrian's brother comes in, proving once and for all that less should equal more.
Pluto's my best friend.
Oh, please, kill my career. My biggest claim to fame is working with Mafia. You mean us? No, the comedy that bombed almost as big as this one.
He's a little backed up.
Looks like Moore owes them money, but Pluto, God, I hope I never get used to saying that, steps in and says he'll cover his debt with his mysterious income as well as buy the bar.
My gift to you.
We got a mere 7 years later in almost the exact same establishing shot. Yeah, they're showing the city from so many angles, like above shot and slightly left of the above shot. As the bar has really taken off and turned into a dance club. Hey everybody, do the not trying! Okay, place your bets now. 18 and under club or Mormon rave? Ooh, a third option. Ironic space mutiny party. So Pluto, God, what cruel parents, comes across a young waitress looking for work to pay her way home, played by Rosario Dawson.
My moon card expired, and I was told you were the one person in town who might actually overlook that.
Rosie, you said yes to a movie that had the word moon card in it. What's next? Clerks 2? Only if there's a love scene with a donkey. Actually, to Dawson's credit, even when she's in bad movies, she always looks like the only one who's ever friggin' trying. Everyone else acts like they can do this role in their sleep. In fact, I think Murphy is half the time.
You know what time it is? Don't be calling me this time of night. What's wrong with you?
Oh, sorry, sometimes I sleepwalk with my eyes open. Was I talking in my sleep too? But, 2 representatives of Rex Crater. Okay, did they steal these names from the Cowboys of Moo Mesa? Want to buy his club for $10 million. Or, as they call it, 10 million Hillarys. Okay, this is a tough one because as of the date this review is coming out, I don't know if this is incredibly clever or incredibly dated. So, for the first time ever, I am giving you a multiple choice joke. Just come back after November 8th and choose from one of these options. A, well, they can obviously throw that prop in the fire. It wouldn't be the first time she felt the burn. B, well, she bought the rest of Hollywood to get the presidency. Are we really surprised by this? Or C, get the Muslims out und weiter Schreibgründe Detail und get to beating the wall! Pluto turns them down and asks his bodyguard android, played by Canada's most dangerous criminal, Randy Quaid, to escort them out.
Model 63.
Talk about ancient.
Your sister didn't seem to mind.
Screw you, robot!
Boy, that metal plate in Eddie's head had bigger consequences than I thought. After Dawson slips into her most comfortable hatching out of a vagina made out of crepe paper outfit. Come on, ladies, you all know you have one. Both her and Pluto drink some moonshine. I'll spit on that joke later. Why wait? And he looks over his finances on plastic paper. Because, you know, plastic paper equals the future! But his club is blown up by Rex Crater's goons. This looks like a job for his finest water pistol.
Bruno, I think that's one of them.
I'll intercept the call.
Nash is alive. He took off after Jimmy, who's headed for the vac.
Thanks for the Cadbury egg cam. How exactly did layout work on that? So, Mr. Director, what should we do for this scene? We're on it! Gosh, I'm so glad they didn't replace you with that other director. They escape the gangsters and hide out as Pluto tries to ask some questions about what's going on.
I got to get to Rex Crater.
Forget it. Nobody gets to him.
Who the hell is this guy?
He lives in a penthouse above the Lunar Grand Hotel. Never comes out.
Ron, you was a cop for 20 years. You gotta have some kind of idea who he is.
Some people think he's a clone.
By God, it's amazing how not interested they are. This movie should have a menu of not caringness. Yes, I might want the disinterested acting with a hint of tiredness, though I've heard great things about the half-ass acting with a splash of who gives a shit. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm saving myself for the dessert of disappointing conclusion. I hear they're the most popular of Eddie Murphy movies nowadays. Meanwhile, Dawson stays behind to look after Randy Quaid's rape face until some answers can be discovered.
Where did the boss go?
I don't know. Out. You said to wait for him here.
Out?
Okay, was he modeled after the Thermians from Galaxy Quest?
Where are we going, boss?
You will find my voice as grating as a blender on your nads. He gets a tip that Makeover Lab might have some clues to draw him closer.
What exactly did you have in mind?
We could start with some ass resculpting for her to get a little more bubblage.
Yeah, thanks for your help on this case. Now let me reward you by insulting your goddess-like body. How the hell does this joke even make sense? Yay, that was probably impressive at the time, but now is most likely an app on your phone. The future!
Thinking that you need to rethink the ass enhancement. It'll work, it'll help out. I'm talking titties galore. Let's have it. Titties really flowing. Yeah, like that.
Okay, movie, did you just forget that Rosario Dawson's body is flawless? This isn't a, oh, men'll be men scene. This is a, what the Christ is wrong with you, you selfish asshole scene. It's like getting a tank for Christmas and being like, oh, I wanted one more wheel. Why are you such an ungrateful jackass? Hey look, Pam Grier is his mother. There's literally no reason for this character except to say that, so moving on. They figure out they need to go to the far side of the moon to figure out who's behind this, which means leaving their incredibly, phenomenally bland city. Yeah, maybe 10 or 15 years prior to this, these designs will look cool, but something really weird happened when the movie Blade Runner came out. For whatever reason, everybody said, yeah, let's make every single future city in any sci-fi film look like that. And that's what we got for years. Super Mario Brothers, Judge Dredd, AI, Total Recall, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Cloud Atlas, Demolition Man. They all look like the exact same town. I mean, were the movie gods watching from afar saying,
Now hear this, every future city and film are to look exactly the same.
oh come on, you're barely trying with that performance.
Yeah, because no one gives a shit if we try on this one.
That's not true. These poor people are sitting through this review hoping, nay, praying that something beneficial can finally be connected to Pluto Nash.
I don't even get it. We're movie gods?
Yeah, did you put any time into this joke?
Probably not. It's Pluto Nash.
Well, how come you get away with half-assing it, but we can't?
You don't understand. I've sat through this buffet of blandness. I've tasted the nectar of indifference. I've suffered enough.
But we can't be making things any better. For as it is told, every time the name Pluto Nash is uttered, an accountant drags himself out into the streets and shoots himself.
That is complete nonsense. And apparently we live next door to accountants, but nevertheless, you do this with passion.
Fine.
Now hear this, every future city and film should look exactly the same.
Hey, I said with passion.
We are, just with the passion of Kevin Costner.
Okay, good enough. Oh, come on, even the music's not trying? Curse you, Pluto Nash!